I think before I hand over to George, it may be just useful reflecting on the process and the way you will be judged. You'll be judged on, as you're aware, 4 criteria. One is the business case, one is the content, one is the presentation, and then finally applicability to Hong Kong. And what would I be looking for in terms of the business case? Well, the first thing I'd be looking for is what's special. In other words, what's special about this idea that differentiates it from other similar types of businesses, and how do you differentiate yourself? If you're going to make nails, that's very good, but there's millions of nail manufacturers out in the world, and therefore it's just a question of making the best nails at the cheapest price. But what's special about your opportunity? Because the more differentiated your proposition is, then to some extent, and the more applicable it is, then to some extent you're going to maybe have an edge over some competition. How practical is it? How achievable is it given the resources of the team? In other words, it's all very well to have a very ambitious, differentiated company, but if you can't afford to make that product, if it doesn't exist, if you can't afford the research, if you can't afford to develop it, then there's not much point in having a business case for it. To what extent are you utilizing existing technology? In other words, you're not reinventing a complete technology wheel, you're actually utilizing something that's already out there, but you're using it more effectively to create a differentiated proposition. To what extent do you have to educate the market in order to sell this product? Because if you've got to educate the market over a substantial time period, then that costs cash, and that's probably going to be more difficult to develop that product if there's not an existing market, or if it's 5-10 years away in terms of when it's going to be applicable. What's its geographical focus? Well, we know that it's Hong Kong, but is it just going to be limited to Hong Kong, or is it going to be taken from Hong Kong and developed into new markets? Are there potential partnerships you could utilize in Hong Kong, or potential partnerships you could utilize in other countries? What is the marketing cost of developing this product to sell it? Can it be done through joint ventures? And finally, is there some form of recurring revenue stream that would enable you to invest in the future? Now, a lot of these may not be applicable to your own business. It may be very driven by social considerations, it may be driven by charitable considerations, it may be driven by other considerations within Hong Kong to which is applicable. But those are some of the business rationale that one might consider in terms of a long-term sustainable opportunity. So I think those are some of the business ideas that one may want to reflect upon for your opportunity. But just having the same idea rehashed in a different format may not give you the edge over something which is differentiated, unique, exciting, but at the same time easily applicable within the Hong Kong market within the near future. So with that thought, I shall hand over to George. Thank you so much for listening, and we very much look forward to receiving your business and opportunities in the near future over the next few weeks. George.
Thank you, James. So welcome again to the launch reception of the Hong Kong Entrepreneurship Competition 2015 and 16. So my name is George Wong. You've probably seen my name quite often on emails and publications, but you finally meet me here. And I'm very glad to see all of you today. I'm joined here today by Lillian, and we are going to be the MCs for tonight.
Yep. So HKEC is a startup competition that aims to foster the awareness of entrepreneurship in Hong Kong. So as this competition embraces its third launch reception here at HSBC, we are pleased to announce that this year, the applications that we have received has doubled compared to last year's record. So this year, we have 41 applications from 14 universities across UK. And then top 25 teams, including many of the promising student entrepreneurs that we have here tonight, has been qualified to enter the next stage of the competition.
Yeah, and just we'll upload PowerPoint slides on a Facebook group and or email, so there's no need to take notes. And yeah, grab some things to eat while we are talking, because we're gonna drag on for maybe another 10 minutes or so. So help yourself, please. So the launch reception has the main idea of the main idea of launch reception is to let mentees meet their mentors. And in addition, we'll try to explain more about the competition and to just remind you all about some of the important dates. And lastly, there are time for questions. So if you have any questions, just ask me later.
So before tonight's program officially begins, we would like to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank HSBC for their generous sponsorship, as well as for the provision of the venue for tonight's launch reception. And our deepest gratitude also goes to the Hong Kong Society. All of our judges and mentors will not gather here tonight without your help and support. And finally, a big thank you to all the judges and mentors. All of you are going to impart your knowledge and experience upon all our budding entrepreneurs. I'm pretty sure they will be of great value for their future career. So thank you to you all.
Okay, so so we'll move on to talking about the challenge of this year. So this year's challenge, participating teams have to create an original business proposal for a social enterprise. And there are three main extra criteria. First, it has to be based on the Hong Kong business environment. Secondly, it has to improve the social well-being of Hong Kong because it's a social enterprise. And thirdly, you are given 1 million Hong Kong dollar as a starting capital, and you have to make a surplus in 3 to 5 years.
And now we would like to bring your attention to the requirements of the final business proposal. So first of all, it's limited to 8 pages, including the cover page and the appendices. And the cover page, we remind you, should contain an executive summary with maximum 350 words. Due to the technicalities of these rules, we're not going to cover them all here tonight. However, you can always refer back to page 8 of the information booklet, which can be found both on the LSESU Hong Kong PASS website, as well as the Facebook group page that we've created for all the participants.
I'm sure James has covered some bits of the judging criteria already, but I'm just going to spend another minute to talk about the details of it. I would say that there's no formal structure for the business proposal because it's more of a creative idea. It's your own personal business proposal. There's no rigid structure, as long as it meets the judging criteria over here. So the judging criteria is divided into 4 sections. First is business idea, second is content, presentation, and lastly, applicability to Hong Kong. And business idea includes whether the business is profitable, whether it effectively tackles a social problem in Hong Kong, whether it is feasible and sustainable, and lastly, whether, and most importantly, whether it's creative. As for the content, we'll look at the quality of research. Perhaps you want to research about the market demand and supply, whether there are any substitutes in Hong Kong or other overseas countries. And we'll also take a look at the depth of the analysis and demonstration of business knowledge. And the third part is presentation. And I'm sure all the mentors and judges will agree that in the commercial world nowadays, presentation is really important. And effective communication is very important. And so we put a lot of emphasis on this, on the judging criteria. And lastly, it's the applicability to Hong Kong, because it's about Hong Kong. And we would like to tackle a social problem in Hong Kong. And also, we would also want you to take a look at the business environment in Hong Kong.
So, there's good competition. I hope you've all got mentors, have you? Have you got a mentor?
Should be.
Should be. That's very important. You've heard about the content. It's very important you stick to the content. Last year, the final 4 who presented stuck to the content very well. And what I liked particularly was the aspect which was about applicability to Hong Kong. And both the social aspect, which is very important, and the business aspect. So think hard. I think you're all Hong Kong people. Last year we had, I think the Malaysian team won last year, which was rather odd, but they had a very good applicability to Hong Kong. So think hard about how you would apply your business proposal to Hong Kong. One word of advice, don't exceed 8 pages. The judges have got to read 12 final applications. The panel below us has to read 25. So don't make their work hard because it only annoys them. Stick to the 8 pages. The winner will be good enough to do it in 8 pages. When you come to your presentation, if you've got a team of 6, think about whether all 6 should talk, and if so, how you allocate the aspects of the presentation amongst yourselves. If there's one standout person, he's got to be that good to make everybody else say nothing. So it's a team effort, so your presentation has got to have all of you joining in, I think. Enjoy it. That's the most important thing. It's a really good, fun exercise. If you win, you win, but if you've taken part, the taking part is as good as winning. So I commend the exercise to you, and I hope you really enjoy it, because I enjoy listening to the finalists and reading the 12 who are submitted. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. And here comes the most exciting part, which is the prizes. So just to remind you all, the second runner-up will get £200, first runner-up will get £800, and the champion will get £2,000. And thank you, HSBC, for the sponsorship again.
And now it's our honor to invite Ms. Florence Cantle to share her mentoring experience with us all. Ms. Cantle is a senior healthcare professional at NHS, and she's currently working at NHS Enfield Clinical Commissioning Group as Program Manager. In addition, Ms. Cantle has also been one of our experienced mentors, and both of her mentoring teams has been the HKEC champions in the past 2 years. So let us welcome Ms. Florence Cantle.
Hi. It's a great pleasure to be meeting you and speaking to you tonight. It has been a great honor to have served 2 wonderful teams of students for the Hong Kong Entrepreneurship Competition for the past 2 years. LSESU Student Union, HKPASS, and Hong Kong Society have done a great job over the past 2 years in offering students an opportunity to create a business proposal that aims to tackle social issues in Hong Kong, as the judges have said early on. And this helps the students to gain insight into social enterprise and how entrepreneurship can work in Hong Kong. By using their creativity and their capabilities and what they believe can be done to improve or to solve some of the social fundamental problems that we are facing in Hong Kong. Before I go on to talk about my mentoring experience, just a little bit background of who I am and what actually brought me to be a mentor to my teams. As you know, I originally come from Hong Kong, and I'm sure that you know Mong Kok, Tung Choi Street. That's where I have been brought up. I finished my secondary school before I came to England, and my first stop was in Bristol, and that's where I started my nursing. And I became a mental health nurse, and then I met my husband in Bristol, and we got married and moved to Essex. And I furthered my nursing career, and then I became the general nurse. So I'm actually double trained. So I have been with NHS for over 20 odd years. So I really believe that NHS has been such a great institution. I'm really proud of being in NHS. I'm very committed to NHS, and I will do what I can for the patients and people, and to actually will help anything that I can. So like changing services, that is really one of my job. Particular patients with long-term conditions, people suffering from diabetes, heart attack, or atrial fibrillation, respiratory problems, asthma. I actually have a job that I can help Of course, I have to walk alongside with my clinicians. Either they are in a hospital or in a general practice, I actually work with them. It's a collaboration work that we can achieve what we can to change the services, to make things better within the system. So, I think that is what I would like to say to you. So I believe that I have a wealth of experience and skills to offer to my mentees, and this is why I want to become a mentor in this competition. So let's move on then to share with you some of my mentoring experience. But before that, just want to introduce the two winning teams that I have mentored for the past 2 years. Team Soda, they came from the University of Bath. Who's actually come from Bath? Yeah, yeah. I wish you all the luck. And they were the first year students. And the team was actually led by Stephen Lai, and he actually doing his work experience in Hong Kong with HSBC. And I went over there in November, just last year, and I actually, still keep in touch with him, and he's really enjoying his work experience. Very hard work though, he said, long hours, and I thought, oh my God, the HSBC is really working them hard. So anyway, the business plan was actually about running a mobile health check service called Cycle Care. And then the second winning team, that was last year, is ICMS, came from London School of Economics. Anyone? Hello? Hello? And also University College of London. Hello? Anyone here? And they were third-year students, and the team was actually led by Ken Lee. And Ken actually very, very lucky to get a job in England, actually in London. And in fact, another member of the team is actually working in London, I think for PwC. So fantastic, really proud of them. And the business idea was actually delivering a digital health service. It's called Cloud Care. So funny enough, both of them are really interesting business proposals. So anyway, I have had excellent relationship with both teams. I believe at the outset, both mentor and mentees need to know what they say, what are their boundaries, what are their clear goals, okay, and how they communicate with each other. That is what I have done with my teams. And commitment to the project and the key deliverables we set out are very, very important. And the mentees must appreciate how much time they need to put aside to get things done as agreed by the team, week by week, okay? For example, doing literature review, yeah? Collecting data or information, working out the finance, yeah? What the potential costs or savings or profits, and writing out the draft proposal before the submission day. Okay? Those are really important tasks that you need to do. And there's no excuse. You say that I'm too busy with what I have to do for my coursework. No. If you actually committed to this competition, you really have to prioritize your work. Okay? Put aside some time. All right? Work with your team. Okay. So, let's move on. So, being mentor, you really need to keep up. Okay? A lot of mentors here. Put your hands up. Quite a few. Yeah. All of you are here, are you? Well, welcome to you. What I'm saying is, being a mentor, you need to keep up with their weekly activities. All right? Don't keep it out of your sight. Okay? And agree a time to talk to them over the phone or the Skype or email. What I would say to you is that I'm not there to be autocratic in my own view. Okay, they have their say and I have my say. At the end of the day, again, it's their business proposal. So I think the last advice that I would like to give you is that to be a mentor, please hold their hands first, okay, and then let them walk later, Okay, that is what I would say. So I think I have said enough. Okay, and as I said, all the best. Lots of luck to everybody, either you're mentor or mentees or teams. All right. I look forward to seeing you. Third time lucky, I think. Okay. Good night, everybody.
And now, we would like to bring your attention to the important days. So first of all, you have until the
Sorry, there's a typo over
29th
there.
of February, so the 29th of February, to submit your final business proposal. And again, we strongly encourage you to read through the rules before you actually start writing. And secondly, this year's grand final will be held on the 21st of March, and our 4 finalists will be announced a week before the grand final presentation. So good luck to you all.